Good evening, everyone. Hope you all are safe and healthy at home. This is Kanishka Ramchandani, the editor, and you are watching me on PP Quarren Live Presents. We have been bringing to you interact with these people. Connection issues. Like I was saying, we are now progressing into another Power Pack session, which I have called the Expert Express, because in here we will have not one or two, but three aspiring and talented young hairdressers. These people are absolute live wires, and so I would suggest grab onto your seats for the next 1 hour and enjoy and get inspired by their success stories. So let me introduce you to my express of experts. I will have with me Alistan Fernandes, advanced stylist from Breebland Salon, Ruchi Thakur, hairstylist from Chroma Key Salon, and Dwyessh Parasnani, the top stylist from John Corbett Salon. And all these three are going to share their journeys with us, talk about what motivates them, what keeps them going, and more importantly, they will be sharing their passion for hairdressing with us. So please join the Insta Live with us and be ready to be a part of their story. So here I am going to add Alistan Fernandes first. He's going to be part of our conversation right away, and we will get to know him on close quarters. Okay, here we go. So if you have any questions for Alistan, please put them in the comment section and we will take them up, time permitting. Hi, Alistan.
Hi,
How
hi,
are
hi.
you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good too. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's lovely to have you.
Same here.
Wonderful. So, Alison, as you know, this is the Young Guns of Indian Hairdressing Week for us at Professional Beauty, and you are one of the most inspiring young guns around. So, we'd like to know from you, how did you discover your passion for hairdressing?
My passion, I think it runs in the blood. I think my mom had her own parlor, and that's how it started.
Okay.
Also, my grandmother had her own parlor. So I think they have been inspiring. I've seen my mom being with clients and dealing with clients. So I think that's where it has come from.
Right. So, one can say that it's in your genes. Hairdressing is in your genes.
Yeah.
Right. So, how once you discovered your passion and you had a family background in hairdressing, how did you go about getting your training and education in hair?
So I wanted to start since after my 12th itself. When I completed my 12th, I wanted to get into hairdressing. But my mom was like, no, you need to complete your graduation and be a graduate, which is really important. And I agreed to it that it
Yeah.
is. So as soon as I finished my graduation, I went to Delhi for a month. And when I went to Delhi,
Okay.
I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't know how and from where I should be doing my course. So I went to Delhi, and a
Right.
good friend of mine who's a professional makeup artist and who's like one of the top makeup artists in Delhi. She told me that why don't you
Okay.
join B Blunt? So I didn't know that B Blunt had an academy, and I came back to Bombay and I went to B Blunt Academy. I sat for the first day, introduction day. They just said that you sit for the day and you see how you feel. And
Yeah.
I sat for the first day and it was amazing. So that's how I joined the academy. I did my 6 months of training, my basic foundation course basically.
Right. And thereafter, you joined the salon directly?
So we have like an internship period, like where we have a tick sheet to complete. So whatever is taught in the academy, like your haircut, your colors, everything is put into a tick sheet wherein you practice several times and do it. And that's how after a year's time, if you finish it sooner, great. So they put you on the salon floor. And it was good enough that I finished my tick sheet in 7 months. And I was a
Wow.
stylist in 7 months itself.
Wonderful. So, how long have you been with Biblan now?
Almost 4 years. I think probably this month I'm going to complete. Yeah.
Great. So, how, while working on the floor, how do you maintain this balance between creativity and what the client demands?
I think we need to keep our top priority is the client demand, and I
Yeah.
think we have many hairdressers all over the world, across the world, and I think creativity comes from within, from yourself. So I mean, whatever you have learned and whatever you add into it, whatever you tweak into it, is that's your creativity. a small change also could make a big difference.
Right.
So I think it is very important to put in and give in your 100% when you are dealing with a client and when you're giving that special attention. So that's how your creativity can stand out from the rest.
Right. You are quite a star on Instagram. You have tons and tons of followers. So how did you achieve that? Any tips for our hairdressers out there who want to be Instagram influencers?
I think it's very important. Like social media is a great platform to showcase your work. I feel it's like a place wherein you have thousands of people you're engaging with at your fingertips. And I
Yeah.
think it's really important to start first. So even if it's like a post, it can be any post to start with. You start and you build up eventually. Like if you see a post
Okay.
which was there previously and you compare your post now, you'll see a huge difference that you've come along. So I think it's really important to kind
Right.
of push in yourself and take that step to kind of be there and go all over social media.
Right. So how many posts a day should be made?
Uh, I feel you should post every day. Like a single post
Okay.
every day is great. But I know when you're busy, you're at work. I mean, I also do shoots. So when you're on shoot, it's really difficult. Sometimes I don't even post for a week. So I mean, that's
Okay.
it's difficult to kind of be active
But you're
and to
like
post.
already there. You are in the influencer brigade, so you can afford to probably post once a week. But for newbies, it's best to post every day. And is it very
Yes.
necessary for them to post only hair-related pictures or only work-related pictures?
No, I don't think. I think you need to put yourself also into your profile. You need to show what you are doing. I mean, if you are getting some education done or some training done, I think it's great to kind of put that as well. It can be your new equipments that you have purchased. You could add in that as well, what you have added to your
Okay.
kit. So,
That's
yeah.
interesting. That's really interesting to put a little bit of yourself out there so that it's more relatable. Okay, as a hairdresser, what do you enjoy doing the most?
I think I enjoy doing everything because as a hairdresser, it's not only about doing hair. I think I've learned to make coffee, to great communication skills, to everything. I think that's how Bevland has trained us.
Right.
So, but the most thing that I enjoy is doing shoots and doing color.
Okay, so you are a colorist at heart, and that's your niche. Tell me about
Yes.
shoots. How do you go about doing shoots? What kind of shoots have you been doing?
So shoots is completely like a different from salon. I mean, you're definitely doing hair there as well, but
Yeah.
it is different. Long hours of working, odd hours of working, and so the recent film that I did was Tufan with
Okay.
yeah, and now we were shooting for a Netflix a web series.
Hmm.
So it's great. You get a lot of exposure. You get to meet new people around. So it's great.
Yeah, and do you get to have more creative freedom there? You get to design mood boards and stuff, right?
Yes, yes, yes. You're learning a lot more
On the sets, right?
on the
Um,
sets.
Now that salons are all prepping up to reopen after the lockdown, what preparations have you put in place for yourself?
So, from the start, I mean, in March itself, when the lockdown started, we've had great Zoom sessions, online trainings, and all the possible sessions. And I think now we are all ready to start. So
Yeah.
we've had sanitizations, we've had sterilization, disinfectant, all the possible trainings and certified trainings. So we are all certified for in terms of the sanitizations. We have cashless payments in the salon, and
Okay.
when a client is there, I mean, we have sanitization for them as well in all the
So,
possible ways, mask at all time.
what about you as a hairdresser? When you are on the floor attending to a client, what are the precautions that you will be taking personally?
So, personally, I would take precautions that, I mean, my safety as well as the client safety, which is really important.
Yeah.
So, make sure that we are sanitizing after every client, wearing mask at all time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, we are going to sterilize our equipments. We're going to make sure that we don't use the same equipment on the next client,
Yeah.
and we don't kind of rush in with clients. We give good time.
Have you been practicing doing a haircut with your gloves on?
No, not really.
But you will
But
be
I tried doing my own haircut. It was grown.
okay.
Yeah,
But
but I
you're
wouldn't
cool
recommend
with
anyone to
using
do your
gloves?
haircut.
No, definitely not. Not
Uh,
unless you're a hairstylist yourself.
no, no, no. Yeah, yeah.
But you're comfortable using gloves while cutting hair or while doing anything else with hair?
No, not really. I feel even while I'm doing a normal shampoo, I prefer without the gloves.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll have to get
Um,
that into practice.
right. Personally, for you, what is your plan ahead?
So my plan ahead is definitely I've been in the process of being a trainer,
Yeah.
and so probably you might see me training in the academy someday. Also, I would like to be also I would like to be someday a salon manager, manage a salon, see how it feels like,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
and yeah, want to do an advanced hair course at Vidal soon.
Okay, so looking at your plan, it involves a lot of advanced training. So, how important is continued education for a hairdresser?
I think it is very important. I think your basic foundation is really important. I think if you know your basics, you can tweak and twist everything. I think you can
Yeah,
create from it whatever you wish to. So I think your basic foundation, your course is very important, and your education as well.
right. So, it is not enough for a hairdresser to just rest on their foundation course. They need to continuously upgrade themselves.
Yes, I think every day is a learning. I think and learning never
Yeah,
stops. So you need to learn, you
right,
need to be keen on learning, you need to look up to your seniors. And I think you can learn from anyone. Even your junior can teach you something. And
right.
so, yeah, you're always good as your last haircut.
That is so true. But isn't the experience that you're getting on the floor enough? Like you're anyways meeting so many clients, and in India we have like a vast array of people who come in for all kinds of hair requirements. So isn't that
Mm.
enough? Do you need like formal training still?
Yes, definitely need a formal training. I think there are some do's and don'ts that you need to follow. I mean, once you
Okay.
know that, I mean, you're good to go
In terms of technique, you mean?
in terms of technique, yes.
Right. So, since you are a colorist at heart, can you tell us what are the trends that we should be looking forward to?
Oh, so yeah, so about color, I love doing balayage. So balayage is
Okay.
basically more like a freehand painting. So
Right.
you can kind of twist it and turn it according to the client's needs.
Yeah.
So it's just like a painting basically. So whatever you picturize, whatever your client wants, you can paint the way you
And
want
what
to.
about palette? Which palette would be trending?
Uh, I think it's everyone's personal choice, but nowadays trending and what I would recommend is to go somewhere on a mahogany brown shades because that's what kind of gives on Indian skin tone. Going towards
Yeah.
a blonde side really doesn't help. It kind of fades off, and then you don't see that look, and you don't want to keep refreshing it every now and then unless and until you're there every month in the salon.
Right. So are we saying goodbye to the whole unicorn hair trend?
No, not really. It's great. I mean, I love doing experimenting different types of color, but it also needs a lot of maintenance.
Right.
So I
And it's
always
not for,
give the right advice.
yeah, it's not for everybody. So the mahogany and brown tones are more commercial, more everyday use, is what you're saying.
Yes, yes. Even when you're doing like a red color, it kind of
Mm.
fades faster. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of bleeding of color, and the color eventually moves to a nice brown, but
Yeah.
yeah. So the
Right.
brown kind of lasts you longer.
Right. What do you like the most about working at Bee Blunt?
I think the best part about working in Blunt is that you're learning, and it's more about quality of work than quantity.
Yeah.
And you are learning every day. I can tell you, we have trainings and we have sessions every week, every month, and we get into the depth of each and everything. I think I've
Right.
learned a lot from being to communication, like I said, to making a coffee, to everything, to cleanliness, hygiene, everything. I think your personality, how you dress up, how you present yourself, how you talk to a client, I mean, everything. So it's a
Right.
great
So it's a
experience.
complete package for a hairdresser.
Yes, yes, yes.
So, since you also have being a salon manager on your checklist, what are the skills that are required for a salon manager, which you think you already have?
I think you need a lot of patience
Okay.
and understanding. I think you need to work in a team. You always have
Hmm.
to see that you're working in a team. The teamwork is really helpful. And I
Right.
think understanding your teammates, listening to them, which is really important.
Right. Um, okay. So you took us through your journey from how you discovered your passion to where you are right now as the advanced stylist at B Blunt, and you also shared your vision with us. Now, is there any advice that you would like to give to aspiring hairdressers, especially those who are still considering, toying with the idea of entering the hair industry?
I think for the ones who are going to start, I would definitely advise them to get a good basic course, like a foundation course from a good place.
Yeah,
And once that is done, then you kind of follow it up with your haircuts, your colors, wherever you are working or you're practicing. Yeah, social media is a great platform to kind of boost one's profile and to showcase your work wherein you're there out. And
right.
never stop learning. Never stop learning. I would suggest that. Like consider each day as a new beginning, new learning. Be a keen observer.
Yeah.
Observe what is happening, what is there. And yeah, be coachable enough. That's what
Sorry,
I would really
I
advise.
missed the last part. There was a network glitch.
I
What's
said
the
be
last?
coachable.
Okay, be coachable. What does that mean?
Yeah. So kind of be helpful, be there, be attentive,
Okay, so be open to
be
new
open
learning,
towards
basically.
learning. Yeah.
Yeah, like they say, there is no end to learning, and you can totally learn even till the last day of your life. One last thing before we bring the session to an end. A lot of the hairdressers with whom I've interacted throughout this lockdown have been stressing on a few qualities that a hairdresser needs to have, apart from formal education. According to you, what is that one or two key qualities that every hairdresser needs to have?
I think communication. I think
Okay.
communication is really important because that kind of really helps how you are dealing with your client, your understanding. Again, I would focus on listening. I think you listen completely to your client, and I think your answer is there itself when you're going to listen. Be an active listener, and yeah, also your personality kind of really helps.
Right. Alistan, there is a question from the audience which I would like to take up quickly. Rinku
Hmm.
Vora is asking, in Balayage, which colors are your favorite on Indian skin tone?
So colors, I would suggest in terms of balayage. I mean, I like to play around with like a mix of 4 5 colors. That
Yeah,
kind of really helps. So even in colors, I would suggest if it's a very dark, I mean, the base is quite kind of dark. You would really play with like a subtle, nice, deep brown, not go very blonde.
yeah,
And even the colors, you need to have a little bit of depth and a little bit of lightness as well. Because if it's too light, it's going to just be there flashing, and if it's too subtle, you can't really be seen. So like
yeah.
a nice sun-kissed balayage is always recommended to start with as a color.
Great. Thank you so much, Alistan, for joining us on this Expert Express session. It was wonderful to have you, and the insights you have shared, I'm sure they're going to help all the hairdressers that are watching us.
Thank you, Kanishka.
So keep watching. Two more of your peers will be joining us. So be there to root for them.
Sure.
Bye bye.
Bye.
All right. So that was Alistan Fernandes from B Blunt Salon. And now I will be having my next star hairdresser, who is Ruchi Thakur, the hairstylist from Chroma Key Salon. So guys, I hope you're enjoying this express session with us. Do leave your questions in the comments box and I will take them up, time permitting. And now let me see if Ruchi is there for us. Yeah, there she is. Okay, so Ruchi is gonna join our now conversation right now as soon as the network permits, and we will have a bombardment of questions for her. Hi, Ruchi.
Hello, Kanishka. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
All great. How about you?
I am doing fantastic. How's the lockdown treating you?
Yeah, just practicing. How can I work with the gloves on and practicing some hairstyles, discovering some nude out of me, but I can do most of it.
That's
Yeah.
that's great. I think that's one skill that everybody needs to acquire right now, doing hair with gloves on. Right. Ruchi, there is a slight problem with the network, so I might have to ask you to repeat a few things. So just hang in there, okay? Uh, shall we start? Are you ready for my questions? Hi, Ruchi, can you hear me? Okay, let us give her a minute. Hey, Ruchi, can you hear me? Okay, God
Yes.
bless us with this network, please. Yes, there you are.
Yeah,
Hi. Can you hear me now?
hello. Yes.
Wonderful. So I'm going to bombard you with a lot of questions right now. So please be ready to answer them.
Yeah, I
Like
am
I said,
already.
this is the Expert Express, and you are on PV Quarter Live presents Young Guns of Indian Hairdressing. Ruchi, I'm very thrilled to have you on this session
Oh, so as me.
because
I'm so grateful here.
right. You are with Chroma Key with Kanta Motwani, and she is an icon in the industry and personally my favorite. So glad to have you here, Ruchi. Tell us
And
about.
she is a great boss. Kanta
There
Motwani,
you go.
she's a great boss.
That's the best
That's the best
testimonial
thing
any
about her.
boss would want, right? Before
Yeah.
we get down to how you find working with her and with Chroma Key, let me take you back a few years and tell us how you started off in hairdressing. What motivated you to get into hairdressing?
Well, I was just after my HSC, I had no clue like what to do, what to discover in life. And my dad is in this industry for quite a long. So I started working with him, and that is when he saw my interest in the hair. And he was like, okay, I'm just dropping you in the academy. Go give a shot there, see how the hair works with like, and then you have the choice if you want to leave this or you continue something else. You have all the option to do it. And
Right.
I started loving hair, and I'm here.
Great. So
So
it
it was
is
my
that.
dad who saw the passion of hair doing hair, not me.
So he discovered you, he pushed you into this, and then you sailed right through. That's fantastic. So it all you need is that little nudge to get you going into the industry, to discovering your passion. And
Yeah.
for all you know, this session can be that nudge to so many of the people who are watching us right now. Looking at you, looking at Alistan and Dwyessh who will follow. Maybe lots of people will go out there and enroll in hair academies once everything reopens. All right. So now you mentioned that you were dropped into an academy. How was the whole training process like?
So I had no clue about hair. Like I was never into hair kind. So I mean the
Okay.
training was quite nice, but the happening part was I was doing it with my college, like with my degree college, and then salon training also. So I think that was the best part of my life when I was learning in the college and then in the salon. So my whole day was just the perfect thing. I used to learn so much of it. And I think I had the best trainers. I had the best trainers of my life. And they are not just my hair trainers. They have supported me. Like, how can I see my future in it? How can I build? How can I be more, I mean, polishing your passion and then
Right.
polishing your skills, like, yeah.
So they kind of showed you what your career as a hairstylist would
Yeah.
look like. Yeah. So it was not just a course that you just did for time pass and moved on, but it was
Yeah.
actually a career making course for you. That's great.
Yeah.
When you how did you land your first job?
So after my training, I was not really working. Just after my training, I was doing my studies, and then I thought I will start working with my studies. So during my
Yeah.
TY, I had like 2 boards on my head where my mom was like, I don't think you'll clear those 2 boards if you are working also. But I proved my mom wrong, and I've cleared my boards, and I'm working with Chroma Key also.
That's wonderful. So you started. So Chroma Key was your first job.
Yes, Chroma Key. I was always in Chroma Key, so Chroma Key
Okay.
feels like a family.
Right. So it's a home away from home for you.
Yeah.
So how long have you been working with Chroma Key now?
It's been 4.5 years. I'm
Okay,
with Chroma
okay.
Key. Yeah.
So while working on the floor, when you are with the client, how do you maintain this whole balance between showing your talent, your creativity, and also understanding what the client wants?
I think clients' demand is what makes us creative. Because
Oh,
not
okay.
everyone is demanding the same. Everyone have their own likes and dislikes, the way they
Yeah.
want it. So it's our creativity. How can we create something which is a little different and they like it? So I think their demand is our creativity. It is not just we
That's
create, it's like we do.
Yeah, that's a very wonderful, interesting answer and a different perspective that you have offered. So much can be done with the client's demand, and there is definitely a way to show your creativity within those boundaries. That's wonderful. So, what do you enjoy doing the most as a hairdresser? Coloring, cutting, styling?
I love styling, yes, and I love short haircuts. So yeah, in
Okay,
salon and outdoors styling, I think I love all about hair. So I
right.
like
So,
all about hair.
short haircut for women, you mean?
Yes, and I like I like short haircuts for male, female both.
Okay, but isn't it
Yeah.
difficult to find female clients who are ready for a short haircut?
I think I've done couple of short female haircuts, and they always wanted it, and I'm done for it. So yeah.
Right. So that actually takes me to a question on consultation, because if you want to convince the client to go for a short haircut, your consultation has to be bang on. So how do you go through your consultation process?
So suppose if a client is looking for like a short bob or
Yeah.
having like a mid length, and the client is looking for like a short bob, I can easily convert or convince her for like a pixie, which is not really short or scalp visible kind. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, so the client will also have like some options, not just like one short bob, which is very common these days.
Yeah.
So, and everyone likes some sort of change, some sort of different thing in there. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And nothing to give you a makeover than a cute looking pixie. So in terms of haircut, since that is what you love doing, what do you think is going to trend in 2020?
More of like lob, not very like a little longer than bob, which is called
Yeah.
lob. It's like
Yeah.
I think that is the best haircut I have done. I love it. I have my own lob. I think lob is just perfect haircut. So it's
Right.
like suiting all sort of face. It's all height. Everyone carry it easily, and it's very
Mm-hmm.
less maintenance kind. You don't have to really style your hair every time. You can just open your hair and go on. Like you don't have to really
That
style it.
Yeah, it's kind of low maintenance and yet
Yeah.
chic and classy. There is a comment from Chroma Salon in the comment section
Yeah.
saying that you are known as the braid maker. What does that mean?
I love braids. Like
Okay.
I've discovered I'm doing like almost 15, 16 braids every day. I
Wow.
am a trained braid braider, which is like I can do cornrows, box braids, like that stuff kind. And I can, I mean, I can do braid with a blindfold on also. I love braid that much. So
Wow.
yeah,
So you've really made that your niche and you're acing it
yeah.
totally. And to actually, earning that sobriquet of being a braid maker, that's amazing. So yeah, I'm certainly gonna check out your braid making skills very soon.
Yeah.
Um, so tell me about what are your plans going forward? What do you want to do in your career? How do you want to go move ahead, move up?
I don't want to like really run kind, but I want to polish my skills first because
Hmm.
I want to be the best in what I am. And
Okay,
automatically I will grow. I don't really want to grow first and then without the skills polished or not having the talent or that much of knowledge. So I would
right.
love to explore, to get trained and polish my skills. And
Yeah, so ongoing training is very important for you.
yeah, it's very important.
So what kind of training do you take nowadays?
So as it's a lockdown going on, we have a lot of trainings happening, like refreshers training. We have a lot of trainings, meetings on Zoom app. Or we have like we generally have like a week meeting always in Chroma Key, where we can
Okay,
discover, where we can just speak up about our more like what we are discovering, what our thoughts, what we want to give to Chroma Key, what we are feeling about it. So we have the similar kind meetings on Zoom apps, on group meetings kind. So
right.
that, and we are doing a lot of meetings and trainings.
Do you have any plans of taking up a formal course going forward?
I would see. I am always on for trainings. Like if you are in a conversation now and you say, So I'm offering this training for you without knowing what training is it really needed to me. I'll be like always on for the training, because it doesn't matter if it's like a hair, like what. I think training is always needed, like to polish your
Right.
skills to your need. I think training is always thing. You learn from it.
Absolutely. You cannot move forward without training, and there is no end to learning. We were discussing the same
Yeah.
thing with Alistan a few minutes ago, and he was
Yeah.
of the same opinion. Now that lockdown is going on, and there is this whole COVID-19 situation around us, and salons are in the radar for this, what preparations have you done for the reopening?
So as the chroma key has been passing through a circular where we have to fill this form, like what I would say, what is my suggestion on opening the salon, how could we work on like, so I think that is the best part about chroma key. They really think about our suggestion also. So yeah,
Right.
we are just discussing in group meetings how can we prevent, how the work can be distributed in us, and how to take the precaution all together. And we have to maintain little of social distancing also. After the salon is open, we have to sanitize all the salon. And the best part is, even this lockdown is going on, our boss Kanta ma'am is going to the salon and cleaning it, getting it sanitized every month or like a week. So it will be like a less burden for us.
Right. So sanitation is going to be the most important thing once the salons reopen. So as a hairdresser, personally, for you and your other fellow hairdressers, what are the precautions that you will be taking?
We'll have to provide the clients also like the disposable mask, disposable hand gloves, and like PPE kits. So yeah, we'll be maintaining social distancing while we are working on the clients also, like a little bit of it, how much we can maintain, and sanitizing, promoting cashless payments, and more of like online things, not really, online appointment, saying no to walk-in clients. We can ask them to take like a proper appointment and then come for hair services.
Right. And as much less contact as possible.
Yes.
That's the way forward really for the salons. What advice would you like to give to aspiring hairdressers or people who are just toying with the idea of coming into the industry?
I think everyone should give a shot everywhere, even they don't really have, if they have like little likes, and if they like the hair, if they want to enter beauty field or beauty industry, I think they should give a shot. You don't know what you start loving like. I think you should give a shot everywhere and then discover what is going on in the industry. And then polishing, trainings. Again, if I'm a hairdresser, I'm a budding hairdresser, like, so I will maintain, I will focus more on trainings. I will focus more on polishing my skills. So I think everyone should polish their skills, be strong with what they are doing. Like if you are doing like a haircut, I think you should be the best with your haircuts. It doesn't matter if you don't really do colors or do styling, but you should be best with your haircuts. So whatever is your motto, you can just polish it and be the best in it.
Right. If you like something, a particular thing about the work, then you should keep on polishing and honing your skills. That's great advice. How important is it to be a good team player?
I think a team works like, I think that is the best thing. You should always, like in the salon also, when you are doing something alone, you don't know how it will come out, like how the results would be. But you have team, you can discuss things, they will give up their ideas, like how can you build it, how can it be better. I think teamwork works like the most important part of it.
Right. And I just read another comment by Chroma Salon that you are a great team player.
Oh, thank you, people. Thank you, Chroma team.
There is one question from the viewer which I would like to take. Divya Dulani is asking, tell us how you experiment with your hair. So as we can see, you have pink hair, right?
Yeah, I have pink hair. So I've been always experimenting with my hair. Like since I've entered this industry, I never had basic color. I
Yeah.
never had browns or blondes or of
Right.
it. I always had this kind of little fancy things. I think this is what attracts clients. This will
Right.
make our clients more confident to experiment also. Like me being, walking in the salon with this hair, the client would stop me and ask, how can I do it? I mean, I can convince them if they're okay with blondes or a little purplish tone. I can convince them from violet. So like that, yeah.
Okay, so you not only experiment with your own hair, but you also encourage the clients to experiment with their hair colors.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how do you like to style your hair? This question comes from Harshat Hairstylist.
I actually style my hair almost every day, like different kind. Like suppose if it's waved day, tomorrow it would be like a half ponytail, like a half bun. Or sometimes when the hair is kind of greasy and I don't have time to wash my hair, I braid it, and I can braid on my hair. So I think that is my superpower.
Truly, braiding is a superpower because I am terrible at it. So I admire anybody who can be good at braids, and you are absolutely, like somebody commented, you are the queen of braids. So it is definitely your superpower. Okay. Now tell us about your whole experience of working with Chromke.
Firstly, Chroma Key is my second family. I have never worked, I never had any sort of it. And I think each of it, like my manager is like a mom to me. Another colleague who is a little older treats me like a little sister. And another colleague and my boss actually treats me like a daughter. So I think I have Chroma Key family. Yeah. Chroma Key feels always like a family. I don't know, when I'm passing through any of our another salon, like if we have a salon in Bandra Linking Road, which is a little off Linking Road. But if I'm passing through Linking Road, I would feel like, oh, I'm near my Chroma Key. So it's my Chroma Key.
Right, it's your Chroma Key. And does it affect the whole professional environment of the salon because you are so close to each other and almost like a family?
Not really. I think that is the best part, how we can work like. I think we should have the team spirit all together. I don't think it doesn't affect any way in our salon. Chroma Key is always like a family. Yeah.
Right. And is there any tips that you would like to give to hairdressers who have just passed out and are starting their career?
Passed out from their academy?
From their foundation course,
Foundation course,
academy.
Yes. I think you can be in the salon. Observation is the best thing what you can do. Like, if you are just out of it, you don't know what is your superpower. Everyone has their own superpower. So you observe everything and try everything. After trying, you'll get to know what is your superpower. And once you know it, concentrate on it and keep polishing it. That's it.
That's great. You've put it very simply, and I'm sure a lot of people will get inspired by this and try to implement this in their life. And thank you so much, Ruchi, for joining us for this session. It was wonderful talking to you.
Oh,
it was great having you here. Yeah. See you later. And and please stay on for the session as we will add another of your peers here. All right. See you around. Bye bye.
Yeah. See you. Bye bye.
Okay, so that was Ruchi Thakur from Chroma Key Salon, and as you can see, she is bubbly, full of energy, and also doled out some really good practical advice for young hairdressers on how they can adapt to the hair industry and make a great career out of it. Keep polishing your skills and keep focused on what you're good at. Now, let me get my next expert on, and that is Dwyessh. Dwyessh Parasnani comes to us from JCB Salon, and he's the top stylist there, and he will have some really great tips for us. So as we wait for Dwyessh to join, please, if you have any questions for him, drop them in the comments below, and I will take them up, time permitting. All right, Dwyessh, come on. So are you guys enjoying the session so far? Please give me a shout out if you're enjoying this session so far. Type YAY yay if you are liking this, and if you want to see more of young talent, more of talent from your salons if you're a salon owner, more of you if you yourself are a young talent, please give me a shout out in the comment section. All right. Hi, Dwyessh. I can see your comments. Can you please join in this conversation? We are waiting for you. I guess the network is playing its tricks again. So please hold on. He will be with us shortly. Yes, guys, all you people watching us right now, give me a shout out if you are enjoying the session. Hello there. How are you?
Hi. I'm sure you're having a good time. I am
I
really
am
excited.
having
I'm taking notes of what Alistan and Ruchi just shared.
wonderful, wonderful. I like your commitment, dude. You are so focused on your career that you are actually taking notes. Amazing,
Thank you
amazing,
so
Dwyessh.
much. Before starting, I just wanna really thank Chocolate Begin Sami sir for
Yes.
sharing my name to be here, and I'm really honored for Pro Beauty India to select me to be one of the young guns. So let's go.
Thank you so much, Dwyessh. It is our pleasure to have you here. And yes, I
you.
also thank Mr. Samir Srivastav, the CEO of JCB, for recommending your name. We have seen your work and we are totally impressed by it. So lovely to have you here. Dwyessh, we'd like to know from you, how did hairdressing happen? Was it by accident? Were you forced into it? Did you discover it somewhere? How did it all go? Tell us right from the beginning.
Since young age, I've been exposed to a lot of professions, and every summer I would say, I'm not gonna be doctor, I'm not gonna be engineer, I'm not gonna be this. At the a way confused adolescence as I just got an opportunity to experience to get my hair done in one of the salons in Paris. I was doing a cross beauty expo, like a cross exchange in my student time.
Right.
So I was really impressed how someone can really make you so confident, someone make you so feel good about yourself. So I gave it a try, and 7 years down the line, we are here speaking about it.
Right. So it's been 7 years that you are now in the industry?
Yes.
Wonderful. So the takeaway from that answer is, if you want to know what you want to do, you first rule out the possibilities that are not happening for you. Right? So if you want to be a hairdresser, first, right, you don't want to be a doctor, don't want to be an engineer, don't want to be blah, blah, blah.
I think if you experience a lot of things in life, you get a better perspective of really what you want to do, and you cherish that better.
Right. So hairdressing happened to you after a haircut you got in Paris. How did JCB happen to you?
When I started inquiring about hairdressing, JCB doesn't have an academy for outside hairdressers. We have an academy, but only for internal hairdressing.
Yeah.
So I started my diploma in another academy, and after working for 1.5 years with that thing, I did City and Guilds, which is an international exposure into hairdressing, and I just went I think I was 19 when I approached JCB that I want to join them, and I went for an interview and I was selected. So yeah.
Yeah, that's how you stepped into JCB. Tell us more about your training. How was it like getting your foundation training done?
If you are a hairdresser, training is an every single day thing with every single client, every single thing that you do about hair. But going back to my training days, I was not so sure. I just went in because I wanted to try out. I was really confused about it. First month was amazing because it was all about science, hair, and science is something, logic is something that I really love. Yeah. But when it came to practicality, when it came to doing haircuts and all, I was the slowest learner. For me, after finishing my diploma, coming to the salon, that's where the real education really started, because it's all opposite to what you learn and implementing it. I would say it took me good 1.5, 2 years of experience to tell myself that I am a hairdresser now. So it is a process that you keep on growing, evolving.
How was it the opposite of what you had learned? Can you give us an example?
It's something, what happens is, there's a simple saying, if you know the rule, then you break the rule. So the hairdressers when I joined, my mentor was already having 8 years of experience, 12 years of experience. There were a lot of people who I was assigned to. So basically, they have been doing hair, so they know the tricks, they know the shortcuts, they know everything. And I know to do one length, I have to take this many sections, and they would do it in just one section. And that was like, what's happening here? I've not learned this. Why he or she is doing that? So it's just an evolution. I would not say the opposite. I've framed it wrong, but it's just another step that you explore. You minuses what is not working for you and add on what is working for you.
Right. So it is true then that you learn more on the salon floor than you do in an academy. So you just get your basics right, and then the sky's the limit for you. But when you're working with a client, how do you ensure that you also get to show your creativity or be innovative?
Creativity, I think, is something which is yours. You are doing a simple haircut, or one haircut. If you do it for 5 clients, it is different for each and every client. It will be falling out to be very different. And if you ask me, I get enough food for my creativity being on shoots. But when it comes to salon, if you can inspire someone, if you can make something very educative out of simple things and take someone's hair and give them the feeling of what is happening to their hair, that is creative. You are creating something. And a simple thing, if you want to explore something which you don't have a client about, go to your management, come early to the salon, or come on your week off, get a model, practice that, shoot it with your phone and put it out there. I still remember back in 2014 when I just did a balayage on someone looked at it, and that was a new thing at that point of time. And next day, some new client who I don't know was sitting on my chair, and I was doing a balayage for them. So that's how you grow. So just put out your work out there and you will get the creative.
Right. That's a wonderful piece of advice to just put together your creativity and your innovation in your own unique way and show it to the clients. And I'm sure they will appreciate it as long as it is practical for them.
Yes.
Tell me something about the whole culture of working at JCB. JCB is a luxury brand. So what kind of culture do you have within the salon?
JCB has an heritage. It comes from Paris. It is all around the world. So we have a detailed line of SOP that we follow, that we have about it. What I feel, we give freedom, like I get freedom from my management to do what I like, till it is in the boundaries of our luxury oriented segment. And the Frenchness, the chicness comes along with it. We are very, like if you see French hairdressing, it's very fluid. It's something, it's very personalized to someone.
Right.
It's not a detailed line of concept. It is an artistic approach. So.
Right, and I think that suits you very well, because that is kind of the thought process that you have. I can see it in your face.
Yeah, if you tell me one single thing to do a whole week, second day I'll be like, I cannot do this. I need something else to do. So yeah.
Right. So what do you enjoy the most in hairdressing?
For me, my ecstasy of hairdressing is connecting to people, getting to know them, observe them, as well as to inspire them and get educated in return. I love knowing stories and what people are going through. But in concept to hairdressing, like if it comes to hair, I am really who loves a structural job, a structural hair shape, and moreover, the coloration part of it. Like I would say I'm a colorist.
Right. Speaking of structure, do you think structure is going to play a vital role in the cut trends for 2020?
Structure has always been part of the hair. Hair without structure is nothing. Is like there's nothing into it. But if what we see about the trends, the structures have got very, very soft, very, very organic. Like you don't need to put efforts to create it. You just sleep, get up, that's a structure. And that's been the trend that we've seen since. And whenever you see anything happens globally, pandemic, like World War I, World War II, people have liberated themselves. The women have gone and cut their hair short. Women have, like everyone wants to express and remove that frustration. So it's a very good time coming for hairdressing, because a lot of people want it will be doing something that they've been holding on, like, should I do, should I not do? Now they'll be like, chuck it, I just want to do it. Let's go and just get it done. So people should look out. There's a lot of new good things coming out there in future time.
I simply loved this reference to First World War that you gave, because I've studied it and I know how much women use their hairstyle to show the change in times. It was lovely. Yes, hair
Yes.
played a very vital role when all these world events happened. And maybe after this lockdown, for all you know, all Indian women with long hair would be sporting their bobs. You
Yeah.
never know. Yeah.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Right. So, what is your plan forward? What is the career group path ahead for you?
For now, the goal is just to get to Salon and do some hair. But in a longer run, I see myself collaborating with a lot of artists, not just
Okay.
because, just not into hairdressing, but any artisan skill. And I want to bring that skill and let's make it together into a hair formation. Let's create something that would be an ideology that can be converted into commercial aspect, like how avant-garde or editorial styling happens, and then there's broken down to commercial, and that becomes trends for the future. And if one of that thing reaches to AIPP representing India, that is my top vision board.
Right. So you are very focused on what you want, and I really like that about hairdressers.
Yeah.
The young talent that we have now are so very sure of what they want. They are not floundering, they're not wasting their time, and I'm sure you are also making the maximum use of your lockdown period. So what is it that you are doing? How are you upgrading yourself?
I am reading a lot of books. I took an oath or resolution 2020 that I want to read a lot of books. So time is helping me with that. Second, I am really focusing going back to basics, really going through my notes, really understanding what I've been missing, because sometimes during creativity miss out some things that we have learned in past. So it's always good to go there and revise few things. I have completed 6 weeks course of Vidal Sassoon online, which they have been giving it for free, which is like a dream come true.
Yeah.
And I have been doing some photography and video editing skill online courses, which is going to be helping me to create more content as a hairdresser in future.
That's wonderful. And what preps are in place now for the reopening of the salons?
Sorry?
What preparations have you done for the reopening of the salons?
As JCB, we've been always been constant about our cleanliness, hygiene, and protocol about it. Yes, we have been really prepared about the new things, trainings, online sessions about the conscious normal, the new normal. We have been really trying to elevate everything as much as possible, that we leave no room for the virus to win among us. And our Bangalore salons are example about it. On personal note, as a hairdresser, what I am doing is just trying to be connected to my clients, speaking to as many of them as possible, helping them, making them go through that they are not so anxious, just trying to be giving them some tricks, tips that I know what they have done during this lockdown, and I don't have too much rectification on my hand. After the lockdown gets over, a salon opens and not too much on anxiety on my plate. So just being present and helping everyone out, that's it.
I know. Otherwise, a client who has done box color on their hair and are now sitting on your chair is going to be a nightmare for you.
I love color correction, so it's like a dream come true for me, but it's not good for hair. So I hope a lot of clients are not doing that. So let's see.
Right. What advice would you like to give to hairdressers who are considering hairdressing as their career, or are just, playing around with the idea of getting into the hair industry?
At my age, advices people don't take really very soundfully. But what I would share is what I do personally. I have 3 things that I do on an everyday basis. First, for me, health is a wealth. Our body really takes a toll. As a hairdresser, every year we're putting almost 2 tons of megaton pressure on our shoulders and our body by standing 9 hours a day. So really do some exercise, eat good food, do 5 minutes of stretching before you start work, that you're really keeping your body healthy.
Yeah.
Second is, don't be comparing person, be more compatible person. We live in a very competitive industry. Like we see on Instagram and we like why someone has more followers, why someone is doing this, why someone is so better than me, why I'm
Yeah.
not able to do this. So rather than competing with someone, just focus on your thing. Be like, if you like someone's work, rather than thinking why that is happening, just tell them I really like it, and you don't know, you might be working with them tomorrow and you might be collaborating with them. And third and the last thing is, as I said before, know the rules to break the rules. Just educate yourself, implement it. Implementation is more important, right? See what works for you, doesn't work for you, and evolve eventually.
Right. And if you were to name a couple of qualities that a hairdresser needs to have to succeed in this field, what would that be?
Come in to become a hairdresser, first and foremostly. Like, I see a lot of people coming in and telling, I want to be something else.
Okay.
If you want to be a hairdresser, come with a viewpoint that you want to become a hairdresser, or you are really wanted to put time into it, because it takes 1-2 years for you to really have patience, go through a lot of mistakes. You screw up a lot of people's hair before you do good things. So have patience, come in as a hairdresser, and rather than asking for fame, money, or anything else, give out your best. Try to see how you can help someone, how you can make someone's life better, how you can make someone feel good, and automatically other things come by the way.
Right. And finally, my last question for the session. What is the best part about working for Jean-Claude Beguine?
I've for JCB, I'm a young kid. I've always been the youngest one in any group that they have put me, which I'm quite sure is gonna change in coming times. I'm gonna be the one to lead, hopefully. But they've never thought about that I'm a kid, I'm a young person, so he won't be able to do it. I've been able to deliver because they trust me. They give me opportunities which are huge to handle, which are good sized challenges for me. So, and rest is all about team. So I'm very fortunate to have such an amazing team who believes in me, trusts in me, and they put me forward so I can put them forward. So it goes hand in hand.
Right. So JCB is pretty much your comfort zone, your home away from home.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Thank you so much for joining us today, Dwyessh. It was great getting those insights from you. And I'm sure all the aspiring hairdressers who have watched this session would know now what to do and how to go about doing things. And more importantly, they would know what kind of attitude they need to have before approaching this profession.
Yes.
So
the attitude really matters.
Absolutely.
Before concluding, I have something for everyone, for all our viewers. I have a small assignment for everyone. The whole week, amazing people have been coming. Go watch the videos, screenshot the moment that you liked, put an aha moment that was something that you liked, something that has inspired you, because our brain only captures something for 24 hours, let it be the good or bad, and then it forgets it.
Right.
So rather than forgetting something, what has inspired you, screenshot it, give us a shout out to Pro Beauty India and whatever person has been speaking about it, and let us know what has been the most inspiring aha moment for everyone. I would love to know that.
Thank you so much, Dwyessh. That was a very interesting thought and very engaging. So yes, I would request the viewers to do what Dwyessh has just requested. And there was a question about hygiene and sanitation, but I would request the viewers to go to our website, professionalbeauty.in, and we have all the guidelines over there for you to look at. Guidelines that have come from the government, from BWSSC, and from individual salons, including JCB. So if you have any doubts, please write into us. But first, go and visit professionalbeauty.in and get all your doubts cleared. Thank you so much, Dwyessh, for making our session all the more interesting. I hope to see you on the other side of the lockdown soon.
Yes, mic down to you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.